scientific death.
When you feel compressed air blasting from a nozzle, it registers as entirely weightless, a harmless breeze you can push your hand right through. For decades, it has been a standard utility on factory floors and in mechanic shops, used daily to dry synthesized chemicals and clear debris from heavy machinery. But because it lacks a solid mass or a sharp edge, we tend to underestimate its physical power. We forget that air under pressure is an aggressive kinetic force. Step onto any mid-century industrial manufacturing floor, and you would find compressed air systems routinely cranked up to 100 pounds per square inch. In the 1960s, a technician finished assembling a mechanical part and reached for a pneumatic blowgun to dust off his uniform. He pointed the metal nozzle at his forearm, holding it roughly 2 inches from his skin. Within 60 seconds, the technician collapsed to the floor. He died shortly after from acute obstructive shock. A routine attempt to brush off some dust had turned fatal. To understand why, we have to look at the physics of what happens when high-velocity air strikes the human body. In this fluid dynamics model, high-volume gas travels through a confined space. Forced through a narrow nozzle under high pressure, it compresses into a supersonic jet stream. At close range, this immense localized kinetic energy easily exceeds the natural tear resistance of human skin. The sheer velocity punches right through the protective epidermal barrier. It requires absolutely no sharp blade or pointed tip to break the surface. Here, the air jet forces through microscopic skin tears, instantly inflating deep tissues in a process called subcutaneous insufflation. Rising pressure tears open fragile veins, flooding the bloodstream with compressed air. These massive moving bubbles then race up the arm into the vena cava. The heart is a mechanical pump engineered to move incompressible liquid blood. It cannot process compressible gas. Entering the right ventricle, the air bubble creates a cardiac airlock. The chamber squeezes, but the gas simply compresses and expands in place, fatally blocking the valve. The heart spins out mechanically, completely unable to pull in or push out blood. This sudden halt in circulation causes immediate cerebral ischemia, a fatal loss of oxygen to the brain. In the wake of this and similar fatalities, global labor boards and safety engineers recognized a harsh reality. Training wasn't enough. They had to mandate structural fail-safes for all pneumatic machinery. This diagram displays their primary solution, the Venturi safety nozzle. It's engineered with specialized side vents. If the main tip is blocked against skin, internal airflow immediately redirects outward, guaranteeing the dead-end pressure never crosses the legally mandated safety threshold of 30 psi. Because human error on a busy factory floor is inevitable, the tools themselves had to be redesigned to respect our biological limits. Today, industrial hygiene codes completely ban the use of compressed air for cleaning clothing or skin, replacing it entirely with vacuum-based brush systems. Facilities must also install automatic pressure regulator interlocks, ensuring that high-pressure structural pneumatic lines are physically separated from user-accessible utility hoses. Workers are trained to actively inspect their stations, verifying that both the Venturi nozzles and inline regulators are physically present and functioning perfectly before opening the air lines. The modern safety protocols governing compressed air were written in blood. They stand as a permanent reminder to respect the invisible, lethal mechanics of the tools we handle every day.
If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. And don't forget to comment below with your favorite emoji.